23rd of January 2019, we went to a migrant school where they are taught Italian. The school is located near a church, and after we got out, we received a warm welcome. We then went into a room and sat down with everyone. After introducing ourselves, we split up and interviewed the migrants, and we asked them about some of their discrimination stories.
They told us how they felt at that moment, why it happened, and what they thought of it. From that experience, we learned that these people fled their country and took refuge in Brindisi. These migrants showed us that no matter how bad a situation gets, a person should never give up on their dreams. We also learned that some of us are very lucky to have good opportunities. These migrants taught us a lot in one day. We can hardly imagine what we would learn by the time this project is finished. After we finished our interview, some of the migrants showed us their talents. One of them sang a beautiful song that touched our hearts, and others danced. The migrants that I interviewed do not feel welcome here in Italy. One of them told me that he likes playing with children, and when he moved here, he couldn't play with children anymore because parents would never let their children to play with a person of color. He also told me that he feels very hurt because people call him a criminal because of his skin color.
I interviewed a man named Harry. He was from Nigeria, and I asked him a few questions. One of them was if he missed his home country, and he sadly replied, "Yes, I miss my home country very much." He then went on to state that he doesn't feel like Brindisi is his home, and when I asked him if he had ever been discriminated, he simply stated, "Of course." Because of his word choice, I speculated that discrimination occurs with them often. He told me that one day he was saying hi to two women, and they even shook hands. After shaking hands, the two women spat at him and ran away. He says that after that event, he never tried to interact with the local population ever again. He also went on to state that he'd been called slave, an act which was outlawed many years ago.
So I interviewed a man from Ghana. He has a really impactful story. He and his family had traveled by boat to Libya from Ghana. And on the trip, his sister and his mother had died. And once he had got to Libya, he had to work to get enough money to travel again. After he had enough money, he then traveled to Brindisi. And as soon as he got there, he was met with discrimination left and right.
I interviewed a 24-year-old man named Keita. He was from Ghana. He has been living in Brindisi for 2 years. He never got discriminated or saw anyone discriminated in front of him. He considers himself as a third culture adult. When I talked to him, he was a cool guy.
The person I interviewed was from the Ivory Coast. That person shared a story with me. So basically one day he got into a bus and everyone was covering their nose, saying that he stinks because he was dark-skinned. At that moment he felt very uncomfortable and he felt like it was unfair because he bought the ticket and everything and they were being very disrespectful towards him. So as soon as he saw people doing that, he went out of the bus even though he paid for the ticket.